Hello and welcome into another edition of Reality NSFW's coverage of Big Brother Canada 10. Brent, my co-host, you're with me. I am in my parents' house coming to you guys live and doing the show. So, Brent, how are you?
I'm doing great. I look a little worse for wear because of the bandage on my face. As I told you guys, I think I told you guys this 2 weeks ago, but then I was gonna have it done last week, but then I got postponed. I have a little sunspot on my face that's bugged me forever. It's like this little dark spot that's like right here. And I've been wanting to get rid of it, but I've tried a few other things. I've tried creams. I've tried, believe me, I have tried, and it's not worked. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet. I basically had this thing called the plasma pen done. It's called Subnovi, and they literally like burn my skin. Like I can show you. Actually, I showed Bobby earlier. I can show you guys. This is what I look like if I don't have the bandage on right now. But it's gonna heal in like a week. So like that. Yeah. That's what I like. So I got rid of the little dark spot, and I'm all good. So how you doing?
Well, we're just glad to have you here. We're glad that you got rid of the sunspot. We're glad that you're feeling better and everything. Okay, I have to tell you guys a story. Okay, so I'm visiting my parents this week. Just from yesterday till tomorrow. It's a quick trip. I totally have been thinking this entire week, and I was telling Brent about this earlier. I thought Big Brother Canada started next week. I've been thinking this whole time, oh, sweet, we've got a week off. And then we got, go from Celebrity Big Brother to Big Brother Canada. And we got Big Brother Canada premiere and Survivor premiere same night. It's going to be an awesome night. Didn't think of anything of it. Come all the way here. I'm at a consignment store an hour ago with my parents just looking at stuff. And all of a sudden, I pull out my phone randomly to check something. And there's a text message from Brent. Hey, I'm running late. Just make sure you're watching everything. And I'm like, oh my God. It hits me. I'm like, oh my God. It's tonight. And I literally
It's
look on my
tonight.
phone. I look at my phone. Sure enough, March 2nd, not next week. So I rush home, literally tell my parents, I'm like, we gotta go. I gotta go. And so we get in the car, get here a minute before the episode starts. I'm watching the episode on my phone while setting up on my parents' laptop in their room. And sorry if it's a spotty connection. I don't even know what's behind me. I know the lighting is terrible, but hey, I'm dealing with it. And
The lighting looks okay. Yeah.
and so I literally been messaging Johnny, being like, I need the connection to the StreamYard. I need the passcode. I'm trying to set everything up because it falls on my shoulders. So, Brent, as much as you were probably stressing for trying to get home and watch the episode, trust me, I was literally like about ready to puke. I thought my fiance was going to
Well,
leave me
that's the
because
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I texted you to say, look, I might be a little late. I got stuff going on. I may get home like 15 minutes late, but I knew it was like going to be introductions and a lot of filler. So no
Yeah.
big. And then I find out that me telling you, hey, I might be late was what prompted you to be like, oh my God, it's happening tonight, which then sent you flying around to try to watch the episode. If I hadn't told you that, I'd be sitting here talking to myself right now. So
Thank God. Thank God. Because I'm the one who sets up the StreamYard. So it's like, would we even have a show tonight? So I literally,
yeah.
and the worst part is my brother-in-law who's meeting my parents happens to be in town. He's coming here in about 30 minutes. And my fiance was asleep with the baby, so I couldn't tell her, hey, I'm going to be podcasting while your brother gets here to meet my parents at my parents' house. So finally she woke up. She was so cool about it. I thought for sure she was going to leave my ass, but hey, we're here, we're doing it, and everything's going to work out just fine.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, let's see what do I want to tell you guys. So we haven't talked since Kyle was leaked as one of the house guests from because Celebrity Big Brother ended on the same night that they had a commercial for Big Brother Canada, and they showed us like 4 of the house guests, and of course the one that they showed us that we all knew was Kyle, the real Kyle from the real Kyle Moore from last season, where we thought somebody else was Kyle Moore, and this was the real Kyle Moore. He's in the house. I love it that somebody was like, wow, you look like the Kyle from last season. You think? Because that's exactly what Twitter thought when they found his freaking Twitter profile last time and thought he was the Kyle Moore from In the House, when really he was just like a mental health professional who was a really nice guy who was like, wow, I have tons of Twitter mentions. Like, how the hell did this happen? And then, of course, fast forward to this year, he's actually on the show. Twitter literally got this guy cast. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to see what turns out. I'm still like, there's part of me that's very excited to watch him. And part of me hoping, because I feel like Twitter does this, and I have done this in the past as well. I feel like Twitter tends to worship these people. Like, they're basically, the people in the house are either all good or all bad. Okay, like, you see people that you love from Big Brother 23 or Big Brother 22. And or Big Brother Canada 9, and you put them up on a pedestal, and then when they disappoint you, you're pissed and you think like your whole world is crushed because, oh my
Yeah.
God, they're not perfect. Well, I got news for you. No one is perfect. So I'm kind of waiting to see if Kyle disappoints people. I have to believe at some point he's going to. It's just, really hard to stay on the right side of the fans all of the time unless your name is Janelle. So, I don't even know what's going to happen with him, but I'm very excited to see what happens from somebody who literally went through this whole process with us last year. Watched the show, got to know the show, and then secretly was auditioning for the show behind our backs and got on the show himself. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I've been watching the rehab coverage the last week, and my God, are they singing his praises? Like, no offense, they know the guy. They've actually done stuff. They've
Sorry,
actually played games with the guy.
sorry, it's
So,
a little much, just a little much. Yeah,
hey, I didn't say
yeah.
anything. Um,
Hey,
but no,
no shade. I
no
love the
shade.
people at RHAP. I have many friends over there. I'm just saying, like, it's a little much when you don't really see what's gonna happen in the house yet. People respond differently. Just
I
saying.
mean, the fact that
Okay.
all of them wanted to draft him #1 overall just is like, okay, that's feeding a little bit into the Twitter, the Twitter love. But hey, you know what? God
Yeah,
bless him. So
yeah.
I just think that there's gonna be something that people dislike about this guy. Like this guy, I mean, he seems like a good guy. I'm not saying that by any means, but it never lives up to the full expectations of the crowd. Like everyone always has these high expectations going in, and in the moment the person says something you don't agree with, or maybe has a different take on something that maybe Twitter has, then instantly they are, oh, this isn't the guy we thought he was, or this isn't the person we wanted. Well, guess what? Everyone's different. Everyone's got different opinions on things. Maybe he is a good guy. Maybe we will like him. I have no idea, but I'm not going to throw all my eggs in the one basket until I see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. It's like, ladies, it's like a dick, okay? Most of the time, it's going to disappoint you. I'm just saying. It's either not big enough, or it doesn't hit you right, or it's not hard enough. Something's always wrong about it, unless you find the perfect man, which I fucking did. But I'm just saying, most of the time, it's going to disappoint you. So I wait to see what happens with Kyle. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like Deborah said, everyone has haters. It just doesn't matter. Hey, you know what? I'm not saying we hate him. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just more wait and see. I want to have him prove it to me that he is a player that everyone's making him out to be. I just want to see what happens. And Doug, I agree. I would have taken him #1 too, just because I fell into the hype. But I'm not saying I fully believe that. So let's get into the episode. First off, we start with the long introductions. Now, Brent, every year we get these introductions that last 45 minutes of the episode, it seems like. Do you like the way they do it, or do you wish that they would maybe kind of chop it up and make it go a little faster so we can get more of what's happened in the house for the first few night or for the first night?
So I don't mind the way they do it if we weren't going to have an eviction tomorrow. That's the tea. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but we just had an HOH. We don't even know the nominees. Like that, this is insane to me. So at least in the last few seasons, we've gotten an HOH, and then they quickly fast forwarded to the nomination ceremony. They showed us some snippet of why somebody got nominated, and we got to see the nominees. We knew who was on the block going into eviction night. This time, nothing. I have no fucking clue who Herman is going to nominate. None.
Yeah.
I know that Arissa said it was a 90-minute event tonight. They did a half-hour house tour with a little snippet of the house guests at 7:30 on ET Canada, and then they had an hour show from 8 to 9. I really think that should have been an hour and a half show
Yeah.
without the ET Canada stuff, like from 8 to 9:30. If they're going to do it this way, they really could have yada yada a lot of these house guests. Just just let us get to know them. Somebody's going to be evicted tomorrow. We don't even care. Like, just get them in the house. We want to see their interactions. I don't care about their videos from home that Marty made to make himself look cute falling down in the snow. I really don't care. Like, just introduce yourself. My name's Marty. I'm from New Brunswick. I got a family. See ya. Like, that's all I need. You could literally have introduced everybody in like a minute and a half. And we could have seen interactions. You could have done something fun. The HOH competition could have gotten a little bit more juice out of it. And we could have seen what Herman is thinking as the HOH. And we got none of that. And we're going into an eviction tomorrow with an HOH where we don't know the nominees. We don't even know. Not only do we not know the nominees, we don't know who won the power of veto. We don't know who the final nominees are. And we don't know what's going on before the vote because we don't have goddamn feeds. So no, I absolutely hated the way they did this tonight. It still bugs me. Like, Arissa is a fan, and I know she only has so much power. She's an executive producer, which means that she is not the end-all be-all when it comes to the producers of the show. Aaron is, and yet they do it the same goddamn way every year. And every goddamn year we tell them how bad it is, and still it hasn't changed. So, anyway.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Just like you said, those intro videos, like, we don't give a shit about what what they're saying and what they're doing in those intro videos, because 90% of the time, I'll say 95% of the time, those aren't the real people we're going to see in the house. These are people that are just trying to get cast, or they're people that are trying to be a bigger version of themselves, or putting up a front just to be shown on TV as the certain person that the TV show wants them to be. It's not the real person we're going to get in the house. I'd much rather them be like, here's who's coming into the house. This person, they're from here, and this is their occupation. Next, get them in, and then let's see the interactions on the first night. Because guess what? Big Brother Canada, we never see that. We'll never get to see what the first night goes along with in that house. So please, get them in there. Give us that information. Let us see how they interact, and then let us make for ourselves our decision of who we think is going to do well in this game and who's not. Because when you do give us a snippet, the 5-minute snippet of between the two groups going in, tonight it was Stephanie and JC Lynn deciding that they're going to split a bed because, we don't want to share a bed with the boy in the first night, at least not yet. That's the interaction we get. That's the best you can show us that's happened between people in the first few minutes. Like, come on, give us something else.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed with the episode. I felt like it was a lot of filler. And given that I wouldn't mind an episode with a lot of filler. I wouldn't mind them ending with an HOH competition if we weren't going to get an eviction immediately tomorrow. But somebody's going to be evicted tomorrow, and I'm sure we're not going to know how and why. Like, it's just not. There's not going to be time for it. Yeah.
And another thing too is, even in the HOH competition, you saw them have to decide which door they wanted to pick. And at first, Moose said he wanted the left door, right? And Josh, somehow there was some kind of conflict where Josh ended up getting that door. We don't know anything. These competitions on the first night are so sped up and so cut and paste. We don't even know what happened in the competitions, really. We just see who wins and what happens. That's all. I just would like to see more.
We don't know why Moose eliminated Kevin. I guess he just took one look at Kevin and was like, no. But I saw them say, you're going to have to eliminate somebody if you get a correct answer. And then, of course, we literally got none of that because Moose won the last question. So, of course, he had to eliminate who was the girl
Stephanie.
At the end?
Stephanie.
He had to eliminate Stephanie. Two people, Betty and Marty, eliminated themselves by getting wrong answers. So the only person who did anything was Moose the entire time. So whatever. Yes. I liked the game show theme. I'll say that Doug asked in the chat, Brent, how do you like the game show theme? Always wanted that for US Big Brother. And I concur. I love the game show theme. Love it. I do think that, and I said this on Twitter, like, could they have not put a little bit of money behind one of the doors? Like, that's a fucking game show, okay? Or a zonk. They don't have to call it a zonk. They may be a trademark, but put a goddamn zonk behind one of the doors. Like, sorry, you're the have-not for the week.
Yes.
Like, I would have loved for Moose to be the have-not. That would have been everything.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
Or maybe like safety and have-not. Like, that would have been interesting. But no, he just got regular safety. So 3 people fucking safe, and they didn't even do anything for it. 1 picked up the goddamn phone, and 2 stood in front of the goddamn doors. So, like, literally, they did nothing.
Also, Michael says, anyone know where I can watch the episode? Now, listen, another thing I have to do is I have to apologize. There was probably about 8 to 10 people that messaged me on Twitter asking me how to watch the episode, and I told them I'd get back to them because I'm going on vacation, and then I will
You
let
thought
you
it was
guys
next
know.
week.
I thought it was next week, so I thought I had plenty of time to get these people all set up. So I want to apologize first and foremost to those people. I will get that information out to you tonight so that you're able to watch, but I want to apologize. All right, so
Well,
let's.
many
Mhm.
people asked me. Many people asked me how to watch the episode, and I helped them. I get back to people right away. I don't know about you,
Stop.
but
How
I
dare
knew
you?
it was.
How dare you?
I knew it was tonight. So I told them to go to you. Basically, like if you want to watch the episodes after the fact, BMX TV or Video Brother, I can give you the links.
Yes.
Actually, I just retweeted the same thing from. If you go to my timeline at One Lucky Gay on Twitter, I retweeted 2 tweets from Hamster Watch earlier today. Go to the second one that has a thread on all of the links for Video Brother and BMX. They keep episodes there because those servers are not based in the United States, so they can keep episodes there. You can watch live feeds there. And if you don't want to fool with any of that, because that can be a little temperamental, you can get a VPN and just watch it whenever. So there you go.
And once again, I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible human being. So let's get into these groups. First off, we have the first four in. And if I got this order incorrect anywhere, guys, please cut me some slack. I was trying to set everything up. I'm trying to write this down as fast as I could. So first four in were Gino, Josh, Summer, and JC Lynn. Now, we didn't do a cast breakdown or anything. Of these four, do you want to talk about any of them, or do any of them catch your attention? I know Gino caught your attention, but
He
is
caught my
there anything
attention because
else?
he's hot as he's hot as hell. Let's just be real. And I think everybody out there who likes the male persuasion of things wants him. And I'm just saying I'm with you on that. Josh is also ridiculously hot. But I heard that Josh is gonna lie about the fact that he's in medicine because he's a pediatrician. I think a pediatrician. I know he's a doctor of some kind. And I don't think that's a wise idea. I think that when you're in a house with people for over 2.5 months, like the real you gets exposed. He better say, like, I'm in the medical field, I'm a nurse, I'm a medical technician, something like that. I don't know what he's gonna do, but if he tries to say something, which I think he said he was going to, something completely off the wall, it ain't gonna work. It just ain't, and people are gonna know that you're hiding something. You just cannot hide your real personality. Not a doctor. You just can't hide that. I was married to a doctor for 15 fucking years. You can't hide that if you're a doctor. So yeah, I don't know about that idea. Who were the 2 women who came in with them?
We had Summer and JC Lynn. Now, Summer is very interesting to me because she applied for the show strictly because her coworker, it was her that she didn't like, it was her coworker's favorite show. So she applied just to get back at her. Like, this is one of the most vindictive people I've ever seen. I'm actually pretty stoked that
I
she's on
love
here.
it. Oh, me totally. I love somebody that's this evil that just wanted to deny somebody else to spite them. I don't know how much of that is true, but I'm living for it. I'm living for the story right now. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's a
go Summer.
great story to get cast. Like, if you want to get cast, that would have been a great story to use. Now it's already been used up. You can't use that one now. But hey, even if it's not true, fantastic job, because that I would want to see that if I was a casting director. And then we had
Yeah,
JC
that's good.
Lynn, who she seems like a lot of fun. She seems like someone I feel like could go pretty far. She just gives off this vibe that she knows this game to me, and that she isn't gonna let a guy rule her game, even though she says like she'd be ready for a showmance and all that. I just get this vibe that that's just to get on the show, and that's not the real her, just by what we
I'm
saw on the
hoping
TV show.
I'm hoping she's like Kayla from Big Brother Canada 6, who like was totally in a showmance, was running the house with a showmance, but was her own woman. She was winning comps left and right and was totally going to cut her own showmance there at the end. Like, that's the kind of girl that we want. So I hope that she's like that and not just somebody who falls in love with a guy and gets quickly evicted when the bro alliance comes after her, because it looks like there might be a bro alliance starting, especially when a bro is the first HOH of the season. And I know that there were conversations between Moose and Josh, even though they ended up with safety anyway. But there were conversations about let's work together, let's not nominate each other if any of the three of us get HOH. Like, that those conversations quickly happened up there on stage. So I just wish we got a little bit. Again, there were missing pieces of this episode, and I just wish we got a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, guys. Did I miss this? Because I was, like I said, I was doing a lot when this was going on. In the chat, can you tell me, did Josh say he has a boyfriend? I thought I heard that going in, because it was very interesting to me that he brought that up because I thought I read somewhere that he's, willing to flirt with people and do what he wants, but I might have the wrong person. So, you guys let me
Maybe this
know
guy
in the
can help
chat.
us. I didn't know that offhand. My
Yeah.
gaydar
I
didn't
didn't
immediately
either.
go off. But
That's
then again, I missed his intro though, so I've only seen the little snippets of stuff online.
That's why I said, like, I missed it. So, like I said, I don't know for sure. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, boyfriend of 2 years. Okay, so thank you, Tracy. So yeah, so he has a boyfriend 2 years. So I'm really in Josh's corner. I think that Josh could be very interesting. He said in his bio that he wants to create an alliance early on with someone hopefully older or someone that's on the outs in the house. That way, he has someone that he feels he can go far with. That's not an immediate target like himself. So he couldn't go with like a Gino and be like the two big dudes in the house trying to be a team. He doesn't want to do that. So I really, really do like that from Josh. So I actually have high expectations for him. Gino, on the other hand, we'll see. We'll see. The jury's out.
Gino, my name is Gino, and I'm 28. Bye.
Oh, Brent.
I have to believe. I have to believe after everyone else gave their bios, I have to believe that this is Big Brother Canada. Because again, I don't know how to. For those of you who are new to Big Brother Canada, the editors play lots of tricks with the episodes. I have a strong suspicion that Gino gave a much more eloquent answer than "I'm 28, girl, bye," and said nothing else after that. I'm sure he said like where he's from or what he does, or I'm sure he said something besides just "I'm 28." That was so fucking short. But again, the editors play tricks on the episode, so
Yeah,
that's all we have
exactly.
to go on right now. If you ever watch Big Brother Canada 6, you know that the editors they don't give us the true story sometimes. They've done better in past seasons, but we'll see.
Now, we did see a first four alliance that actually JC Lynn was the first to suggest, Doug says in the chat. It's called the Honey Bunch. So it consists of Gino, Josh, Summer, and JC Lynn, the first four in. These things never work out. People always, the first four in, always come up with some kind of, well, we got to protect each other. We got to form some kind of alliance. And every single year, besides what, season 2, we never see anything of it. So, Brent, what's your take on this early game alliance?
I mean, it rarely works. I will say when I was on Sequester season 4, I was the first 4 house guests that came in. We all came in. It was me and Rachel and Muna and Brendan, and we were all like, let's make an alliance together. Let's work together. Hey, first 4, final 4. I remember that. I remember Muna saying that. Fast forward 24 hours later, 2 of those people hated me and the other one nominated me for elimination. So yeah, I don't put a lot of stock in those people who make alliances on the first night.
I think people are just so nervous. Like, I don't blame them. I'd be like saying yes to any alliance that anyone would say to me. But
Yes.
yeah, sure, let's do it. Because you don't want to be the first one out. No one wants to be the first one out ever. So I understand it. Next, let's get to the next 4 in. Now, I have these out of order. But we have Jay, Stephanie, Tanisha, and who is the last one? Chat, help me out here. I forgot the last one. But yeah, any of these people stand out to you?
Let's talk about Jay because
Okay.
Jay, somebody after my own heart. They went downstairs the minute that phone was goddamn ringing. I don't care if you're in the house and you know it's the 10th season. They're likely celebrating Big Brother.
Kyle.
Yes,
Sorry, it was
Kyle was the last person. That's okay. You know that Big Brother is probably going to be bringing back stuff from its entire past. It's the 10th season of Big Brother, and it's not All Stars. So because it's not All Stars, they're going to have to do something else to celebrate the fact that they're 10 years in. And of course, they're bringing back something from the previous season of Big Brother. For those of you who have never watched Big Brother Canada before, the first season of Big Brother, the first HOH ever in Big Brother Canada history was named Suzette, who I think also played Sequester at some point. She played online Sequester, I think. And she picked up the phone when the phone started ringing in the, I want to say it was the storage room or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, congratulations, you're the new HOH. The minute the phone started ringing, I do not know why the entire house didn't start running. Because you had to know 100%. It was going to be something good. You had to know that you wanted to answer that phone. And I know that he got the jump on them. And it seemed like it was pretty obvious. Like he must have been able to sense, like, hear where the phone was coming from, because I think I would have gotten a little bit lost. But oh my God, that wow. Like I would have been running for the phone at that point. It's either HOH or something good. I thought it was going to be HOH. I thought they were going to give him HOH right then and there. We were going to get some talking and some nominees, but instead we got safety and then another 15 minutes of an HOH competition. If they had done it the way I wanted them to do it and just handed HOH to Jay, then I think that it would have been a lot faster. By the way, Jay does use they and them. Jess uses they and she. They said that they prefer they if she and they is too interchangeably hard. I didn't quite understand. If somebody in the chat can explain Jess's preferences on pronouns, that would be helpful to me. I know that Krista McKinnis said they on Twitter, but I'm seeing Jessica say they, she in the house, and she seems fine with she or they. So
yes, that's what it is.
I just want to be consistent and get it right. And
yes, absolutely.
I want to make sure that I'm respecting Jess's pronouns.
From everything I saw, they want to go by they, but if you say she, she's not going to be offended. Is what I took.
Is that what it is? Okay, cool.
That's how I took it, and I could be wrong, but that's how I took it.
All right. You took it that's the way it kind of sounded to me too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because especially with pronouns, it's difficult sometimes for people, but we want to get it right, and so it sounds like they're understanding of that. So as far as Jay, they ran so fast, and I was shocked that no one else did that. Like you said, I would be sprinting. Now, there's people who know this show that are in the house. Granted, they might not want to look too eager. They might not want to get the blood on their hands of being the first one to run down there and grab the phone and have that instant target on your back. But when you're the first, it's the first few minutes of this show, I would take any advantage I could. I would instantly be down there. So the fact that Jay ran as fast as he could, got on the phone, and got safety, that's awesome for them. I'm very, very happy. I'll tell you this, though. I really thought it was going to be HOH. I really thought they were going to get HOH.
That would have made the episode so much better. We could have gotten some strategizing. We could have got some alliances. We could have understood what the hell's happening going into an eviction tomorrow. But instead, they had to give us this goddamn competition, which, was not even that fun to watch at some points. Like, the trivia was like, eh. Really, it was kind of eh. I think the only thing that was truly exciting was the beanbag throwing. The puzzle was a little eh. Because I thought somebody was going to win it, and then somebody else ended up winning it. Same for the beanbags. Honestly, it was between Jess and Josh. No, sorry, it was between who was it between? Oh, I forgot. I've forgotten their names already. Anyways, it was between two people, and then all of a sudden, Josh.
Oh, Kyle
comes up, or was it? No, it wasn't Kyle. It was Josh. Oh, it was called Kyle.
No, Kyle was the other one.
Kyle, yes, that's what I was trying to remember. Kyle and Jess. When I will say once it was between Kyle and Jess, the minute they showed Josh, I knew he was going to win. I knew he's going to win because why are you showing him if he's not like why? It's between Kyle and Jess. Why are you showing Josh if he's not going to somehow impact the results here? And of course, he ended up winning, coming back. Like I think he was down 2 beanbags to both of them, and then ended up coming back and getting all 3. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I thought the same thing you did. As soon as I saw them go back to him and show him land that first one, I was like, it's over. Like, they're not going to show this if it has no dramatic effect. All right, so besides him, one thing I do have to point out is we had in that second group, we had Stephanie, and then we had everyone's, favorite of Kyle. So Stephanie really, she's going to be that girl. She's going to be the bubbly personality girl in the house that I swear she's going to drive some people crazy. I feel like she's going to be boy hungry. I feel like she's going to be the one that's going to be throwing herself at these dudes that are single. And, good for her. But I have her on my drafted team. And I'm like, oh, God, I got this one. I got the girl that's going to be, the showman's girl. I'm like, this sucks. Like, I had high hopes for her going in. I loved what I saw in the preseason, surprisingly to some people. And now watching the episode, I'm like, it's the first episode. I'm holding out hope. But now I'm kind of worried I might be on a downward spiral.
So Stephanie is the girl that was wearing the pink loofah dress.
Yes.
Which someone reminded me on Twitter that Angela from Big Brother USA of Tyler and Angela had modeled for in the costume department of I tweeted it. I favorited it and tweeted it earlier this week. So Angela had modeled the loofah dress, but she hadn't modeled it in pink, I don't think. But then somehow they picked out this pink loofah dress for Stephanie, which whoever
Yeah.
picked this dress out for Stephanie absolutely hates her because it looked awful. It had no shape to it whatsoever. I hated it.
She's gorgeous
she's
too.
a much prettier girl than that dress gives her credit for. I'll say
Yes.
that.
I thought the same thing. I was like, why are you in this dress? She's gorgeous. In her videos leading into it, I was like, oh my gosh. She might be my new Big Brother crush. But my God, I'm very worried for her. I'm very worried.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get
Well, we'll
into
see.
the third group. We have Betty, Helena, Kevin, and Moose. Now, I will say this. Helena, I'm also worried about. Helena seems to be very clumsy, or at least Big Brother's wanting to show how clumsy she is. Not only did they show stuff in her intro package of her dropping her phone while the camera was on, she also dropped her champagne glass at the table with everybody and it shattered all over the table. So
Wow.
they keep showing how clumsy this girl is, that she might be a little bit of a klutz. I don't know if that's like foreshadowing to what we're going to see in later episodes, or they just really, really brought it to light. So I worry that there's something about now. She does seem funny. She does seem to, give off a good vibe. But I'm like, I hope they don't make this like, a klutzy thing and then just say like, well, this is how this girl stumbled to being the first one out. That's the only worry I have.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part where I came right into the show, so I saw that she broke the glass. I will say that Big Brother again likes to play tricks with the editing. This may be something, it may be absolutely nothing. So who
It could be
knows? I
nothing.
don't know if it could be nothing. And we don't know like if there's any alliances are forming. Again, we got nothing strategic out of this episode whatsoever.
It's
I'm
so
so
hard to
mad about
talk
that.
about.
So
It's
hard
so
to
hard to
talk about
talk
this
about.
episode when I have no idea what anybody is thinking. I remember when Jay was running down the stairs for the phone, and then of course they beat everybody to the phone, and they were in the room talking to Big Brother, and people were outside like, oh, it's starting, the game is starting, and like, yay, but then nothing happened. The game did not start. We just got a competition. That was not the game. That's not the game I signed up to watch every year. I'll say that.
Is it just me, or does it feel like this? Like we get all excited about this first episode, and then this first episode happens, and we're like, but the real first episode starts, for what is it, Friday? So it's like, it's frustrating because this isn't a real episode. This is almost like one of those recap episodes we get on Big Brother US, where it's just recapping the season with all of them around the table with their champagne glasses talking about the season. Like that's essentially how this episode feels.
Yeah, I'm with you. So the real episode is tomorrow on Thursday. So the episodes this
Tomorrow,
year
excuse
are
me.
on Monday. Yeah, the episodes this year are on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For the episodes, I want to say I had the times in here somewhere, but I've lost it for the moment. Anyway,
God knows I've been terrible.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Wednesdays. So the premieres are obviously at 8:00, but Wednesdays from here on after are at 7:00. So Bobby, please make a note of this. So I'm just letting you know. So next week, this is because Survivor's starting next week. Big Brother Canada will be at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will be live right after the episode. So we're gonna get live right in the middle of Survivor, which I'm not gonna love.
So that's 4 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna be able to
No,
do
that's
that?
actually better. That's
Okay.
actually better with the baby because now I can be there for nighttime for her going to bedtime. So that's
Thursday
better.
Evictions on Thursdays are always at 8 p.m. and Mondays for the first 2 Mondays it's at 8 p.m. and then it's at 7 p.m. from there on after. So it's a little confusing, but
God knows confusing is not good with me.
Yes, it's basically it's 7:00 on Wednesdays and 8:00 on Thursdays, and Mondays you take your chances. So there
you go. Yeah, like I said, I've got the schedule down. I will not miss anything. Hey, I didn't miss tonight, so we do have a podcast tonight. So we're here, even though there's not much to talk about. Honestly, if there's any show to miss, it would have been this one.
It would have been this one. Yeah, you could have showed me. You could have sent an email to me saying Herman won HOH, and I'd been like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So for the last group, I have it right here. For the last
group, before we get to the last group, I sent you a. Did you get my text?
I did. Okay,
You
before
did.
we do the last
Fabulous.
the last four, let's do a commercial break real quick, guys. So
Okay,
once
cool.
again, for another season, we have our great commercials from our great sponsors. So we are excited to bring that about. We will be right back after these messages. Stay with us.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually tastes great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
I am so happy that Lucy is sponsoring us. Ever since they came on board, I have gotten no less than 5 of my friends transitioned over to Lucy and put their cigarettes down. They like the gum. I'm used to seeing the packages all around. This stuff is great, and it's really helping people make much healthier choices. So get on board and join the Lucy movement.
Hey, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple that you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code SURVIVOR.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness. But they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they're delicious and indulgent.
Johnny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code survivor at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
Hello and welcome back, guys. Remember, get your super hard digs while you can, okay? So make sure you check out our sponsors. Now, also, if you can, please hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. We'd be happy to continue to bring you guys this coverage so that we can, give you everything you need to know. We're here for the people. We read the comments. We read everyone in the chat. Now, let's see your guys' feedback. We need to see it for your support. So thank you. All right, Brent. Let's get to group number 4. Number 4, we have Marty, Summer. Sorry, that's not the first 4. Last 4. Sorry, Marty, Jessica, Herman, and Melina. Now, I want to hear your take. Any of those people jump out at you?
I mean, Marty is like. Here's the thing. Marty is the old guy of the group. Bitch, I'm older than Marty. Can you believe that? He looks ancient. I mean, not ancient. He looks ancient by Big Brother standards. He looks like 55. I'm just saying. That's why I always think I'll never get cast on Big Brother, because I'm 47, but I don't really look like I'm 47. And I feel like if they're going to cast a 47-year-old, they want somebody who looks like a 47-year-old. So he looks like a typical 40-year-old that you would see on Big Brother who looks like he's like 55 or 60. No T, yeah. Marty, but that's the T. So I don't know about his chances to win the game. He seems like a really sweet guy, but I don't know if he's going to blend in with a lot of these people who seem very into themselves. And it's a very young group as well. I feel like it's not young-ish. It's not like 18, but it's younger and a lot of pretty people as well. So we'll see. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out. Somebody in the chat said that Gino was a pole dancer, and I'm like, if only he was a pole dancer. So apparently he's a firefighter. Yes, who rides the pole at work. I got you now. Okay, sounds good. You had me hot and bothered there for a second. Everybody else, look, it's. I want to see what people actually do in the house. I know we got these intros, and that's interesting, I suppose. But like I said, I tweeted this earlier in the week, and I really hope that nobody at RHAP, specifically Rob, took offense to this. But when I did cast assessments for RHAP, bitch, I hated them because they're so rarely relevant to anything that fucking happens on the show. And this was basically like a cast assessment tonight, where we know nothing about the game. We know nothing about what's going on. It's just a cast assessment. It really is. So I don't know what these people are going to be like in the house. I will say my friend Matt Ligori on Twitter said that it's usually easy to tell who's in trouble from the first episode because they're featured a lot. The person who was featured the most, from my point of view, was Helena, with the glass smashing and her being clumsy, and they really went out of their way to show that. That's right when I came in. And while that may be true, again, we have nothing to go on here. They also, about Kyle, they didn't show any of his Big Brother Canada 9 stuff, which that's how he got on the show. And I know that they showed it in his intro videos that are available online, but they didn't show it in the show proper. So part of me is like, did they show it because they think people didn't care, or they didn't show it because he's going to be evicted tomorrow and it's not going to be relevant. Like that's actually going through my head right now, because Kyle, from my standpoint, I think there's a non-zero chance that he threw that HOH, that he didn't want to be the first HOH, because it looked like he slowed down, like he's really taking his time. Maybe I don't know, Bobby. Dude, I mean, you with me on this? I feel like he kind of threw it. But me, if I see somebody else has 2 bags, I'm not going to sit there and catch my breath for 3 seconds to like, I'm going to throw the goddamn bag. I don't know. Maybe he was just doing it wrong, but it felt to me like he threw it.
If he was trying to throw it, why even land 1 to begin with, let alone 2? Like, I feel like you don't want to look like a threat at all. So maybe this is his inexperience. And if he was trying to throw it and he landed 2 and then just sat there, took his time, tossed it, it did look weird. I'll give you that. But why even look like a threat and then throw it when you already have 2 on there? At that point, I feel like you just have to win it or go down swinging, because you just look bad and it shows that you're throwing it. So it's a possibility. I mean, we have no idea, but this might lean towards his inexperience with the game of, you don't want to look bad and look and show that you're throwing it in front of everyone. So we'll see. I don't think so, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was dealing with the chat for a moment. Go ahead, though.
Good. So
yeah,
I was reading the chat too while you were talking. So
yeah, don't read the chat. Don't read the chat. Anybody comes on and starts talking about Survivor, don't read the chat.
Okay. All right. So next, let's get in. I'm like, no, I'm trying to keep my eyes away from it. All right, guys. So let's get into.
There's nothing there. I removed everything. Yeah.
Okay, the competition. So the competition, we saw it was 3-parter. We saw the first competition where they were, man, now I'm all frazzled. What was the first one? They had to build the door. And then the second one was the questionnaire one, where basically they got to eliminate someone. And then the third one was the beanbag toss. Any of these competitions, did you enjoy any of them, or were they all pretty much snooze fest to you?
Again, the beanbag one was the one I probably enjoyed the most, because I felt like it was the most Survivor-esque. By the way, Tracy, sorry, I accidentally hid Tracy because I was trying to hide the other person really quickly, and then I like the chat as it does tends to move, so it moved onto Tracy's name, and I hid Tracy, which means I blocked her, and then Tracy, you're back now, so girl, you're back, don't worry. Anyway, I really enjoyed the beanbag competition. The trivia one would have been great if 2 of the people didn't accidentally get the questions wrong themselves. I feel like it would have been better if they had to buzz in and give an answer, because then people wouldn't be just guessing true and false. The puzzle with the doors was interesting. When Arissa said, I will say my ears perked up when Arissa said, you have to open your door and close it and then hit your buzzer before, and HOH will be the person who hits their buzzer before their puzzle falls. I was like, oh, so their puzzle can fall. I didn't realize how easy it was for their puzzle to fall. So, oh my God, Herman barely got that buzzer before his puzzle started to fall. I'll just say that. So,
oh yeah,
that was very hot.
He got it perfect. Yeah, that was very lucky on his part that he pressed it when he did. And honestly, good on him for making sure it was secure. I mean, he had enough of a lead that it didn't really matter, but make sure, you're not just going through that door and clicking the button before it's too early. So yeah, I thought that competition was a real snooze. I really did not like that first competition. The second competition, I actually kind of like the second competition. Now, normally I don't like these, true false ones where they have to eliminate someone, but we get those further in the game when there's already alliances set, and really sometimes the majority vastly outweighs the minority, and they get rid of those people quick, and we already know what's going to happen. This was interesting. I wish they would have done this with the full cast, where they could have done this true or false question, first impressions, and got knock people out. Now, if I were in that competition and I didn't want to win, I'd immediately guess and hopefully get the wrong answer, because then you don't have blood on your hands for eliminating someone. And secondly, you're out of the game, so no one can put the blood on you too by saying, oh, I don't like this person, because then you know who's coming for you, or at least people don't like you. I'd rather just be out and have nothing to do with it and don't care. I don't know who hates me, and no one else knows who hates me. So that's the one thing. Now, poor Kevin. Kevin was literally the only one besides, by default, Stephanie eliminated. But Kevin was really the only one that was chosen as someone to be eliminated in that game. And I also kind of feel bad for Moose, but I don't, because Moose decided he wanted to win that competition. So he kind of put the blood on his hands by having to pick someone. But I mean, Kevin's just got to be like, "Oh, great, now I look like the only person that someone wanted out of this game. Like, I'm the only one out of the entire group right there that got chosen to be knocked out because for whatever reason the guy doesn't like me. So I feel bad for Kevin, but everyone else, hey, congratulations. You didn't get any blood on your hands and you didn't look bad either as someone that people don't like.
Yeah. So I see in the chat, Oliver is asking, why does everyone think that Kyle is leaving first? We don't, but given the way that Big Brother tends to go sometimes, given that this is the guy that Twitter literally got cast on the show, and they didn't show us a lot about his bio that they could have showed us, that's why we're thinking it might be him. Also, he had a chance to win safety, and I think he might have pulled back a little bit. I don't know. That's my thinking. Bobby makes a fair point. Why did he land 2 bags if he wasn't going to land the third? I take that point. I think that's fair. But Twitter would lose their fucking minds if I'm kind of in a way I'm kind of rooting for it just to see what happens on Twitter. I just wonder what happens on Twitter if Kyle's actually the first person that's eliminated from the house. But we'll see. I don't wanna. He seems like a really sweet. He seems like a very sweet guy. He seems like the kind of guy you take home to mom and dad. So I don't necessarily want that for him either.
We'll see. All right. And
Yes.
so we got through the competitions. Then we get to the final, door competition where they have to each pick a door. We saw that Moose wanted the far left door and Jay,
Didn't get it.
Josh didn't want him to get it because he wanted that door. No idea what kind of conflict happened there, but hey, they both got safety and we see Herman become the first HOH of the season. I kind of like Herman as the first HOH because I think he's going to be crazy. I think he's going to go wild in there. I'm getting oh my gosh, what was the first HOH of Big Brother last season? The US original season 23. What's his name? Frenchie. I'm getting Frenchie vibes from Herman.
Frenchie. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so quickly how it goes out of my head.
Right. Same here.
Yeah. But that's you think you're getting Frenchie vibes. Huh?
I'm getting Frenchie vibes. He's a car salesman. I just feel like this guy's gonna play a big game.
He bought his mom a goddamn car. I can't even buy my mom lunch. Who is this guy? That's amazing. Good for you buying your mom a car. He bought his mom a whole goddamn car. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at my parents' house. It's not like they're coming to my house because guess what? I don't own one. So yeah, no, I feel you there. But hey, good on him. He bought his mom a car. But he's a car salesman. I just see him being this kind of, I don't know, maybe I just have bad experience with car salesmen, but they're kind of slimy and they're kind of like in your face. Like they're really trying to make the sale. They're trying to, get the outcome that they want. And that is so not my personality. My personality is much more like, let me get to know you. Let me talk to you and not really throw myself at you. So I feel like my personality would not mesh well with his in that house. So I feel like maybe others won't too if he's that kind of character. If he's a car salesman as HOH, I can see him crashing and burning.
Yep, it's definitely a possibility. So we'll see. But again, this sucks because we don't get any feeds, and then somebody's going to be evicted tomorrow. So we're immediately going to get a new HOH. So we're not going to get to see any of his insanity. It's just all going to be packed into whatever's in the episode tomorrow. So it better be a good fucking episode. That's what I'll say.
All right. So that breaks down the episode, really. I mean, honestly, guys, I don't know what else we can talk about because there wasn't a lot of meat on
questions.
Let's take some questions.
Take some questions.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you're in the chat.
Sorry. Yeah. Herman. Tracy notes that Herman said he bought 2 houses by age 27. That's just insanity to me. As someone who's a perpetual child, I can't even imagine owning 2 houses before the age of 27. But I know people like that, and good for them. There has to be people in the world like that. Yeah, I know. Also, Kevin is a patron of RHAP.
Yes.
Douglas says, and a little above it at 10:02, he said that Kevin allegedly a patron of the other podcast. You can say RHAP. Come on, Doug. Kevin is a patron of RHAP. And the reason I know this because I heard about it, and I was like, I don't know, is that just people saying something, or is that actually true? But then I saw the screen cap of him on the patron cast with Rob. And he was definitely a patron. So it looks to me that was the new patron cast, where people get RHAP offers this thing, and I'm still a patron of RHAP, just FYI. So they offer this thing where new patrons, there's a thing where they can get acclimated to the group once a month, and he was on the new patron cast, and I think this was March. This is March. I think this was February or January. It was only a couple months ago. So I think he knew he was on the show and then joined the patron group. Like, or
Yeah.
maybe it's somewhere like that. But good for him. That's okay.
Well, another person on the that's a patron for RHAP is Jessica. So
Yes.
Jessica is, from what I hear, is a patron. I guess their significant other was in the chat when they were doing their draft or their breakdown of the cast assessment. So so we have a couple of fans, you know, at least people that know our side of the world, RHAP and the podcasting world. So, you know, we'll see. Maybe we do have some game players that actually know who you and I might be. More so probably you.
If only. Yes.
Hey, one of these days, I'm still a patron too. We should just, you know, go into one of those patron casts and you and I together. That would go
Oh,
so
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm sure
Rob just would
Rob
be
would
like,
love that. Yes. No, Rob and I are good.
We're good,
So
we're good.
Corey says, Brent, if you were in the house, would you align with the pretty people or undermine them? I would secretly, I would secretly leer at the pretty people, mainly the pretty boys, and but I would definitely try to undermine them. I think I would definitely try to undermine them because, you know, I don't want it to be another season where like the pretty people are ruling everything. Like, we don't want that. We want some people that have a little spice. Like, I remember when, oh God, I'm so terrible with names once the season is over. The black girl with the short hair who was a firecracker last season. I think she was evicted like 5th. What was her name? She was
say it, what
amazing.
season?
Last season
Sorry.
on Big Brother Canada.
Oh, Spicy V.
Starts with an L.
Right? No? Oh,
what
sorry.
is it? No.
Spicy
does it
V?
start with an
No?
L? No, Spicy V didn't sound right. What was her name? Oh my God,
Victoria?
chat can totally help me on this. No,
Latoya.
Thank you.
Latoya.
Yes,
I'm
I
so
knew
bad with this
Victoria.
stuff.
That's a white girl name. Come on. Jesus Christ. Who am I working with here? Victoria. No, I'm looking for the black girl with the spice who was letting people have it last year. That was Latoya,
That's what
baby.
I thought you meant.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes, okay. Well, you said Victoria. I'm like, who's Victoria? Anyway, yeah. So I want more. I'd want to align with the people like that because she was everything last year, and she's a target in front of me. Oh, I would love to have her in the house. I mean, like, if somebody like me needs somebody like Latoya to work with, I'll just say that.
Yeah, see, for me, I would align with anyone that wants to work with me. Honestly, like, I'd just be like,
Fair.
"Hey, you don't want to target me immediately? Sounds good. Let's go." I actually, if I had a choice, I'd immediately go with the older people in the house or the people that I feel like are at least not the jocks and strong competition winners. Because one,
Yeah.
I would want to be able to compete at the end, and two, I want to get everyone against those people because I root against those people every time I watch them at home. And lastly, I would want to go against someone or be aligned with someone that doesn't know the show and doesn't know competitions and doesn't pay attention in the house. I'd want that
Okay.
person because they're a number and they'll do what you want. All right. So
That's fair.
next we have a question from Starlet. Who do you hope will be the first 2 noms? Brent?
Who do I hope? I mean, I don't hope this necessarily. I'm gonna because I don't know enough about the house guests to hope for anything.
Mhm.
I'll hope or I'll guess that Kyle and Kevin are going to be the first 2 nominees of the season. Because I feel like Kevin's already like getting an evil eye from people. Again, Moose was the only person to eliminate him from the competition. And just looking at Kevin, you gotta get the feeling like he's up to something. And if anybody, look, if one person in that house, and I think Marty knows who Kyle is and his connections to last season and how he got on and all that, Twitter was behind him, they might see him as a threat as well. So if anybody knows about his story, I think it is possible that the nominees are Kevin and Kyle. But again, I'm just speaking out of my ass. I have no fucking clue. Could be 2 women for all I know.
Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't someone go up to Kyle and say, "Hey, weren't you on a season?" Or they said something about like they knew his name or
They
something
said
to that effect.
When I came in, they said that he looked like a guy from last season. He goes, "Oh yeah, I do," but he didn't. But I didn't hear anything more than that.
Okay, all right. So okay, and then here, sorry, I got another one. Bobby, if you were forced to hook your friend up with Raven Walton or Christmas Abbott, who would it be? They seem both like good catches. Oh man, that's a great question. Neither. The answer is neither. I respect my friends too much. All right, so let's see here. I saw another question. Feeds start tomorrow, if anyone was asking about that. And also right here, some house guests have connections, same school, follow on Twitter, etc. Do you know who? Yes, so I do know that Kyle follows Moose on Twitter, so or Instagram
Yes.
or whatever. So I don't know their
Yes.
connection. I don't know, maybe they know each other in streaming world or whatever. But I do know that they do know each other so in some way that he follows him. Could be just a follow. It could be nothing. So
Okay, cool.
besides that, I don't know
So
anyone else.
Tracy says that Marty says to Kyle, "You look like Kyle from last season." So he actually said the name. So again, I think it's going to click with somebody. I swear to God, especially like people like Jess, people like Kevin are like big into the community. They're gonna know something's up with Kyle. I mean, I don't know if they get rid of him, but I think he could be a nominee.
Yeah. All right. Doug says, "How do you like the look of the Big Brother Canada 10 house?" Love it. We kind
I
of went
like
over
it.
this. We love the theme.
I love the theme, and I like it better with the lights. I think we initially saw it without the lights turned on, and it looked a little much, a little drab. But I love it when the lights are turned on. I think it looks amazing. Are there vetoes in Big Brother Canada? Yes. Oh, that's a very good question. Nowhere, man. Yes, there are vetoes. So we're gonna get nominees, then we're gonna get a veto, then we're gonna get a veto ceremony, then we're gonna get an eviction tomorrow. So we're probably not gonna get a whole lot of fucking strategy. I'll say that. So that's annoying. But number two, the thing you should know about Big Brother Canada, as opposed to Big Brother US, is that in Big Brother Canada, the HOH does not play in the veto competition. It is the two nominees and 3 other people determined by random draw. So there's only 5 people competing in the veto competition at all times. The HOH does not compete. So it's not one of these things where in some ways, like we've seen some very athletic winners in Big Brother Canada recently, and I feel like that this little twist is actually saving people from themselves, because how many times on Big Brother US have we seen people win HOH and veto in the same week, and suddenly people are like, oh my God, they're a threat. Or like they win HOH in the same week that they won veto, and they didn't even need to win veto because they're HOH. Like, who the hell cares what's up with veto unless you have some master plan that you want to pull off or something. But it saves competition beasts from themselves, from like the Shannon Elizabeth of the world. Basically, if Shannon was HOH, she couldn't even compete in the veto. So she couldn't show people how amazing she is. She couldn't spell a 15-syllable word or whatever the hell she did in that spelling competition. So it saves people. I feel like it saves some of the comp beasts from themselves, from their worst impulses about trying to comp out too much early in the season. And because of that, there's more of a chance that the veto is going to land in the hands of one of the nominees, because again, there's only 5 people playing, and we'll see. I'm very excited for the veto competition tomorrow, even though I don't know who the nominees are.
All right. John says, "How many twists do you think we will get this year?" The over-under is what, 7?
I think a lot. I think that some of those doors, I've heard Arissa talking about it already. Big Brother likes their twists. We're not gonna like some of them, but that I've learned with Big Brother, that's just how they have to. That's how they roll. They like to keep it spicy. I think if you guys never watched Big Brother Canada before, you need to prepare yourself for what's called an instant eviction. An instant eviction is like, I win HOH, I nominate Bobby and his wife, and immediately we vote. Like immediately. No veto, no nothing, no campaigning, just literally nominate, vote. That's going to happen sometime this season. I guarantee it. I think there's also a very good chance of a triple eviction, because last season there were only 14 house guests, and this is the same amount of time, 69 days. So given that there's 16 house guests this time and it's still 69 days, I am positive that we're going to get a triple eviction at some point. And a triple eviction is not what you think. It's not how US does it. US does it a little more fair, where they have like a triple eviction where it's like 2 double evictions back to back in the same like 2-hour period. A triple eviction is where somebody wins HOH and they get to nominate 3 people, and everybody votes to save 1 house guest. So 2 people are eliminated in one fell swoop. That is way too much power for somebody. But I have a feeling that's also going to happen this year. And many other twists, like the Sarah Brittany have not twist. I think that could make an appearance. I really feel like anything is possible here. We'll see.
All right. Tracy says, "Which twist from the past would you like to see?" I really like the scavenger hunt from Allison, and from season 2 was a secret veto. For me, man, I'm trying to think. Here's the problem, guys, is once we see the secret twist, and the season's over, I generally forget about those twists altogether. But then I go back and rewatch it and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a twist. I like the one, now you might have said this one, Tracy, the one where what's his name? The French Canadian guy, I forgot his name, that was hooking up with Kevin on season 5, where he went in that little William, where he went through like that tunnel system to find the veto in the wall. It was kind of like a hide and seek one, like you're alluding to. I love that one. I like anything where they have to find clues or they find something in the wall, like where they went into that room and there was things hidden and you kind of find these secrets. I wish they did that more, or I wish that they did it at the beginning of the season where you can find it at any point of the season, not just like, oh, we're setting this up now, 6 weeks into the season and this is the week someone will find it. No, like let's make the twist happen at the beginning and they can find it this week or they can find it week 8. We don't know when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen naturally.
Yeah. So the one, and I agree with Tracy, the one I liked was Allison in Big Brother Canada 2, when all of a sudden there was a new plant in the house and Allison noticed that the plant was there. I guess they changed the plant. Maybe there was a plant before, but they changed the plant. Under the plant, there was a clue. We got to watch all of this on the feeds. That was the best part. Literally, until she went into the room where she found what she needed to find, we got to watch everything. So we got to see her like skulking about the house and hiding from people and trying to like pretend not to be doing something when she was obviously looking for clues. Very, very fun. I don't think I've ever been more glued to the feeds than when that happened. So I'm hoping that they do that again this year. Also, the Allison and John drinking game. This was very fun.
That was great.
I don't know if there's a way that they could put in some sort of prize or power into this, but it was Allison and John were called into the Canadian Moose, Marsha. She called them into the diary room and they had a whole bar set up for them in there. So they got to drink all they wanted, but they had to make sure the other house guests didn't know they were drinking. And Allison and John can throw some back, let me tell you. So they were absolutely chugging it. That was awesome. It's on Twitter. I should retweet it because it's so good. I love that video of it, of them just John's just like, hey, how you doing? Like he's definitely smashed. And then the other house guests have no idea. Then he goes back into the diary room, starts drinking some more, and they're just living it up. Oh my God, that was Big Brother Canada at its best. Oh my God. I really hope they do something like that.
I just don't know if they'll allow the house guests to do that, since we've had problems with house guests and alcohol, that I don't know if they'll ever bring that one back. But I would love them to. I thought that was a fantastic one. We've had too many issues at this point. We can't have nice things because there's idiots that they bring into this house. Like, come on, that was fun. People enjoyed it. It was just a good time. And it was almost so it just felt like they were in on the humor. Like the Big Brother got it. Like, this is something entertaining that people want to see. It's something different. And now I don't know if we can have that again because there's too many idiots out there that can't handle their alcohol. So I don't know if that's something we'll see, but I would love to see that one back. All right.
Oh, okay. Starlet in the chat said the drinking game was before Global. It was.
See, that's an issue.
Yeah, it was on Slice back then. Slice was the best, man. Oh my God.
Slice. Bring back Slice.
Fuck Global. Oh my God. Cool. Yeah, I said what I said. Yeah.
All right, guys. So, Brent, anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I think we're good. I can't even believe we made an hour show out of this episode. I have to tell you, but I'm the king of this. I remember RHAP. We had nothing to talk about. I could do like a three-hour show for some reasons. I can talk about the goddamn phone book if I have to sometimes. So yeah, that's the tea.
All right. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Guys, join us every Wednesday. We take your questions. We will answer your questions. We'll talk more about the episodes when there's more content to talk about. And I promise I will not forget that there's an episode next week, and I'll be back home at my own studio. So for Brent, you can follow him at OneLuckyGay on Twitter. You can follow me at Goodsby Bobby on Twitter as well. And for those of you that I said I would get you the info on how to watch a show, I'm going to do it. Promise. Tonight, tomorrow, one of these 2 days, I'm getting it out there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday. And remember, it's an earlier show, so we will be on at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, immediately following the episode. So, guys,
you guys know.
All right, perfect. So we will see you guys next week. For Brent, I'm Bobby. We'll see ya.
Bye.